Each get one chance at life, but for some, that life can be reinvented. Such is the case for Dr. Natalie Gordon, an unwell woman whose cancer diagnosis set her on a new path, giving back to regional communities. Monique van der Hayden travelled to Broken Hill to hear her story.
In the red heart of New South Wales, Nat Gordon embraces the early mornings. For her, it's the little things, a cup of coffee and even a rare pause before the day truly begins.
I'm Dr. Nat. How are you feeling today?
She is one of Broken Hill's newest residents and one of the hospital's newest interns, but her journey here is anything but typical.
The doctor had said to me, I've never seen anything like this before. Certainly cancer, and we can't treat it here. You need to go somewhere else.
In 2014, Dr. Gordon was a decade into a teaching career, broken up only by a brief period as a nun, following a divine intervention.
So it kind of also had this sense of like, teaching's no longer for me. So I went and joined this convent in America, in Nashville, Tennessee. I wasn't very good at being a sister, so very quickly knew it was a contemplative order. So obviously I love to have a chat, and you know, the non-speaking rule was a bit of a deal breaker for me.
Back in the classroom in Cairns came the first signs that something was wrong.
I noticed I put on a lot of weight, got really breathless, tired.
Months of doctor's visits came with months of misdiagnoses.
Anyway, I kept going, and I really thought I was going crazy. I eventually had a colonoscopy and a gastroscopy, and they told me I had cancer.
She was diagnosed with Lynch syndrome, a genetic condition which increases the risk of developing certain types of cancer. For Dr. Gordon, it was duodenal cancer.
In that moment, my mum was absolutely so wise, and she said, we don't want to know prognosis. The surgeon, he said, in my opinion, you're 100% alive or 100% dead. That's just how it is.
A Whipple surgery saved her life, but she can't help but think it should have happened sooner. But she'll never say that she's completely cancer-free.
Like, no doctor will ever, in this day and age, say that's the case. I'm well, and I have frequent testing, bloods and scans, colonoscopies, things like that. So I do my best to manage myself to remain healthy. I do worry that I was a bit disregarded in that sense, because you know, then not only are you a woman, a young woman who should be well, but also you're an Indigenous woman, and so you've got a few things going against you.
Most cancer survivors look to put hospitals and medical appointments behind them, but Dr. Gordon, she couldn't look away. When did you first realise that you wanted to be a doctor throughout that process?
Yeah, it was actually when I was sick. I was actually just thought people in hospital deserve somebody who's going to listen and love them despite what's in front of them.
She sat the medical school's admissions test with no expectations. Then she passed. The Australian Indigenous Education Foundation supported her through her studies at Australian National University. Now she can call herself a doctor.
I am deeply grateful mentally, to have had the life experience of knowing how hard it is for patients when I have to work with them every day. I understand what it feels like not to be heard by a doctor. I understand what it feels like not to be clear about your own health.
Her experience does come with its challenges.
I don't really love doing surgery for that reason. I think I actually unconsciously find it a bit triggering at times. Yeah. So, but it has to be done this year, and you know, you have to do a surgical rotation. It's part of becoming a doctor.
Now at 42, this is the first chapter of what Dr. Gordon describes as Life 2.0. It begins with her completing her training in Broken Hill and then giving back to her own regional community in Goulburn in New South Wales.
I'd like to become a rural generalist. Back actually when I was in hospital in my hometown, and I thought country people deserve better.
A lesson for us all, that life can be anything but predictable. Monique van der Hayden, Sky News in Broken Hill.